You don't have to draw that graph perfectly. Just make it like a sideways V. That's not on there. It's bleeding through from the other side. This particular set of notes about functions and function machines actually takes longer to set your notebook up than it does to do the problem. This is annoying, but you'll be happy that you have it in your notebook. Okay, so let's start with the definition. A function is an equation, table, or graph where there are no inputs. Inputs are x's. Okay, that have two different outputs. The function is an equation, table, or graph where there are no inputs, x's, that have two different outputs, y's. So these are both not a function. I think it's easier to see when you can tell it's not a function. And I'm going to take a red pen and I'm going to circle this and this. And I'm going to say not a function. -6 has two different outputs. And then for my graph, I'm just going to come along any spot. You can do it anywhere, just not at the point of the V and not over here, but you can draw a vertical line anywhere else. And this one is not a function because it fails the vertical line test. But I really want you guys to know that circling these 2 points, if I had graphed these points, they would fail the vertical line test. And if I made a table out of this, there would be 2 points that had the same x with 2 different y's. Those are really saying the same thing. I'm just giving you a table representation and a graph representation. Any questions on that? Is that part coming back to you? I know domain and range is still hazy. Hopefully this part's better. Okay, now let's draw these function machines. And if you could draw them as fast as your little hand will let you. We're not going to worry about perfection because we really want to make sure that we have plenty of time for this quiz. I don't want to kill you on time with that. So Okay, so I'm gonna try my best to not blow through this, but to be honest, there's some stuff you guys know, and there's some things I want to point out. First, this is a forward function machine. It's regular. They gave you X. We're gonna drop that -3 in everywhere there's an X. So f of -3 is 2 times -3 squared minus -3. Okay, the only thing I really want to point out on this problem is that you square first, then times, and the minus negative becomes a plus. So this is 2 times 9 plus 3, which is 18 plus 3 is 21. You see why it takes longer to set the problems up than it does to actually do that. Okay, next one is a stacked function machine, which is what you guys did in your groups with the big laminated sheets. You figured out the order. It's a chain reaction. So I'm going to drop the 8 in here. Do you guys know what the cube root of 8 is? 2. Beautiful. 2 plus 9 is 11. I'm going to take that answer, that output of 11, and drop that in here. Okay, absolute value and the negative's outside. Is it positive or negative? Negative. This is fancy notation, like I was talking about Patrick at the tree dome. This is saying I have a stacked function machine. I did F first, and then I did G. But the math is easy. Okay, last one is a backward function machine. And I'm going to take my red pen, and I'm going to underline this and this. I am going to take this 1. I have f of x equals 1, and I'm going to put the 1 right there in the f of x spot. So I have 1 equals square root x minus 5. This is how backwards function machines work. Instead of plugging it in, you equal it. Okay, next question. How do I undo a square root? Square it. Okay, notes are done. I have 4 minutes to take questions on anything from the quiz 1 review from last night. Any like absolutely burning question from the quiz 1 review that you would like to ask in the next 3 minutes? Yes. Excellent question. Okay. Okay, first thing I need to do on number 10 is get y by itself. So I'm going to move the 2x over to the other side. And when you're moving the X thing over to the other side, you want to get it to be Y equals MX plus B. So you want to put that X thing in the front and then the constant. Okay, and I have negative Y here, so I'm going to divide everything by -1. Okay, now you start with the y-intercept of 5, go up 5 and make a dot. And then the slope is 2. So I like to do this. I put the 2/1, you go up 2/1, and you might have thought that you were wrong because it went off the graph. Does anyone know another way to do it if it goes off the graph? Yeah, down 2, back 1. I make my Math 1 students backtrack all the way through the graph like that, and then straight edge through the line. Good? Okay. All right, that is about my time. If you guys could pack, okay, wait, hold on, pause real quick. You're gonna put everything away except for a pencil and a straight edge if you want a straight edge to graph your line. And then you're going to put your backpack somewhere along the wall. It doesn't need to be at the front of the room, whatever wall is closest to you.